If you know that you are meant for more, it's because you are. There's a version of you running your dream business, making an impact, making a lot of money, doing what you love, and you only can imagine that, you can only see that, you only want that because it's already yours, because it's destined for you. And if you've ever been in a situation where you start manifesting your dream life, you start moving towards success, and then you start self sabotaging, procrastinating, hiding, stop taking action, I need you to hear this. That feeling of wanting to question everything does not mean that you're not worthy of that life. It does not mean that you're not destined for that life. It just means that you are changing. You're changing your identity. And anytime we are changing, when we are leveling up, when we are becoming more successful, it can feel scary for our bodies. I recently saw the quote, "Success is not a comfortable procedure." And I completely resonated with that. And I want to talk about what's going on inside of our mind and our body to make it uncomfortable. Because when we are leveling up, when you know you're destined for more, that means you're going to go through a lot of different identity transformations. When we are changing our identity, it means that we are changing our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, our behaviors, our bodies. Because when we are leveling up into our 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure entrepreneur self, our CEO identity, when we are changing into our CEO energy, that requires you to remove a lot of the old belief systems that you have. Remove any of those old belief systems when it comes to money, or when it comes to what success looks like, or when it comes to what you think people are going to think about you when you are successful, when you are taking up more space, when you are putting yourself out there. There's a lot of old, dated, outdated belief systems that you are going to have to remove, right? Especially when it comes to posting on social media. A big, amazing way to grow your brand, to grow your business these days, are to post on social media and to get over your fear of being seen. That's a big part of what I do. So, welcome. If you're new here, hello, my name's Olivia. I'm your favorite mindset and manifestation coach. I work with very ambitious, amazing entrepreneurs and creators to help them remove any subconscious blocks that have been keeping you stuck. Remove anything that has been keeping you from aligning with your future you, that version of you making a lot of money doing what you love, because we need more good-hearted people, good-hearted, spiritual, amazing, ambitious women and entrepreneurs making more money doing what they love, because that's how we change the world. So when I heard that quote, "Success is not a comfortable procedure," it really clicked in my mind, because I have been going through this as well, as I have been building a 6-figure amazing business doing what I love, going from living on food stamps. I'm from a small town in Arkansas, if you didn't know. I grew up in a small town in Arkansas, living under the poverty level, living on food stamps. I have had to change a lot of my beliefs. I've had to completely change my identity. I didn't know anyone growing up who had their own business, who were chasing their dreams successfully. And so I've had to do a lot of reprogramming work. I have had to change my identity drastically many times. And I have noticed that for myself and for my clients, that changing your identity can feel uncomfortable. Why does it feel so uncomfortable? Because our mind and our body, our nervous system specifically, is designed to avoid anything unfamiliar. Back in the day, as we have evolved as humans, we have lasted so long because our body and our brain is so smart. And one of the ways it has kept us alive for so long is avoiding change, avoiding anything unfamiliar, because anything unfamiliar could equal danger. We don't know. Unfamiliar could be good, it could be bad. Our body has a negativity bias that has kept us alive, so it equates unfamiliar with danger, even if in this day and age, anything unfamiliar doesn't have to equal danger. It could be you making more money than you ever have. It could be you going viral on social media, growing your brand, growing your platform. It could mean a better relationship. It could mean better friendships. Anything different. It could be amazing things for you, but it's still different and change for our bodies. So a big way of how we are going to combat changing your identity, which let's actually touch on that first. Let's talk about changing your identity. What I do with my clients and what I always tell you all to do is to think big. My business is called Inspired Delusions, because we encourage you to dream big and to think big and to have big delusional goals, especially when it comes to monetary goals, because that's how we change the world. I'm a big fan of money, as I assume you are as well. Thinking big when it comes to money, thinking making $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $1,000,000 a month, whatever a big, big, crazy number feels for you, you might as well think bigger and start thinking about that number first. Okay. This is a big jump for a lot of people. It can feel crazy, it can feel very activating for our bodies. But the point of this, why this is so great for you to do, is it speeds up the timeline, because you probably are going to start thinking bigger and having those goals eventually. So you're just speeding up the timeline between now and then. Why do we do this? It makes us change our identities a lot faster. It makes you ask yourself, how would you show up if you were making your dream amount of money every month or every year? How would you show up? It gives you more motivation to go after your goals. It gives you a little bit more motivation to put yourself out there, to get over your fear of being seen, to start posting on social media, to raise your prices, to be vulnerable, be authentic, and actually do the scary thing that you need to do. It also gives your brain more dopamine. Dopamine is our motivational chemical. So when you are dreaming big, when you have a big goal that you are manifesting and working towards, when you are dreaming big, it gives you more motivation to go towards your goals, right? It gives you more motivation. You're going to have more inspired action. You're going to have some intuitive hits and downloads of how you can get there. But when we are thinking big and changing our identity and running towards success, it can feel very uncomfortable because we're having to change all those things. We're having to change our beliefs, to expand our mind. We're having to wrap our mind around this new level of life, and that can feel unfamiliar. You're going to hit new limits with every different level that I get to, whether it's how many followers I have or how much money I'm making or how visible I am. I always am getting to new limits. There's this thing that happens in our body and our brain and our life called our upper limit. It's the set point where you feel comfortable. Maybe the most money you've ever made, maybe the most visibility you've ever experienced, maybe the best relationship you've ever had. We all have this upper limit, which is where we feel comfortable, where our bodies feel comfortable without moving past, right? When you are on this journey of leveling up and building a better life and making more money, you are inevitably going to hit this upper limit. If you are wanting to push past your upper limit, which you should want to do, that's where the nervous system regulation comes in. So you don't self-sabotage, so you don't come back to what feels safe, so you don't get to that upper limit and then come crashing back down. What I have my clients do to regulate their nervous systems are things like meditation. Okay. A meditation practice is something that is going to be so drastically helpful for you. Meditating helps you to be in control of your mind. Meditating also shows your body that you are safe. If you are just sitting there, taking some deep breaths, focusing on yourself, focusing on what's going on inside of your mind, it signals to your body that you are safe. It signals to your body that you are ready for expansion. And just taking some deep breaths. Breath work is such a powerful way to show your body that you're safe, to regulate your nervous system. And it doesn't have to be a huge, long, intense breath work session, even though I do love doing a little 10-minute guided breathwork session on YouTube or on an app. Love that. But you can just take some deep breaths. Just set a timer for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 3 minutes and just sit there and take deep breaths. If there's a version of you making $100,000 per month or more, that version of you probably can sit there and just be with yourself. That's something that I talk about a lot. If you know you are destined for greatness, if you know you're destined for this amazing life, building your business, making an impact, making a lot of money, you, that version of you, probably can sit there and just be with yourself for a few minutes, right? Right. So let's start acting like her. EFT tapping is also an amazing way to regulate your nervous system and reprogram your mind at the same time. That's something that I do with all of my one-on-one clients is tapping, because tapping helps you remove the emotional charge when it comes to any fears or resistance or stagnant energy inside of your body, so you can actually be able to go out there and perform and think clearly. It also helps you regulate your nervous system and reduce cortisol and calm the activity in your amygdala. And our amygdala is in charge of those fight or flight feelings. Walking and moving your body is also great for our nervous systems and great for our bodies. Our bodies need movement and or dancing. I love dancing around my room, around my home, being a little crazy. That's actually a very powerful way to have a somatic release and to show our bodies that we can release that stagnant energy, and just movement is good for our bodies. Make sure you are moving every day if possible. Spending time in nature, that's something that I've been doing a lot of lately to regulate my nervous system. We are part of nature. So, of course, it's good for us to spend time in nature and spend time in the amazing outdoors on Mother Earth. That is a cheat code for regulating your nervous system because Earth is doing it for you. All you have to do is go out there, go to a park, go to the beach if you can, hug a tree. Mother Earth is literally regulating your nervous system for you. There really are so many different ways to regulate, but being consistent and doing something with repetition is the key. Doing something for yourself. Really treat this as a self-devotion and self-love practice, because it's your subconscious mind, it's your nervous system that is making you feel like you aren't good enough, or making you feel like you need to procrastinate, or making you feel like what you have to offer it needs to be refined more and more and more, or that's why you're not actually posting on social media if you know you need to. That's why you are questioning your value. All these are just little subconscious nervous system blocks that are happening because you keep hitting that upper limit and your body and your mind is freaking out. So, when you are running towards success, when you know you are destined for more, you're going to keep hitting those moments of feeling pressure. That's what it feels like in your body and what's going on. It feels like pressure often. And there's been so many times in my journey as I've been leveling up where I will have a day, a weekend, a week where I just feel this immense pressure on my body. And I have a theory that your body can tell first before you're about to through a big quantum leap. Your body can kind of sense it. And so if you are about to go through this big quantum leap, you're about to push past your upper limit, maybe you're about to have your highest paid month or week yet, or go viral, or launch a new offer. Right before those moments, your body can kind of sense that we're changing. You're changing your identity, you're changing your beliefs, you're changing something in your reality. And our body doesn't like change because it just equates change with danger. So in those moments when you want to just stop, when you want to quit, when you want to self-sabotage, those are the moments where you consciously need to take control. You consciously need to call on your higher self, call on your future you, call on your millionaire identity to push through, to do the hard thing, to do the uncomfortable thing. Because you can either stay uncomfortable in your current life, broke, insecure, not doing what you want to be doing, or you can be a little bit uncomfortable doing the mindset work, doing the meditation, being with yourself, being in control of your mind and pushing towards your goals. And it's so helpful to have the tools like meditating, or EFT, or breath work, or listening to affirmations, subliminals. There's so many different tools and modalities to make this journey so much easier, but you have to decide. You have to lock in. You have to decide that you are going to consciously make the effort to continue chasing your dreams, even if it feels uncomfortable. And something that I also wanted to talk about is it's okay to look dumb. It's okay to look dumb. It's okay to be embarrassed. It's okay that you feel imposter syndrome, because everyone does when they first start something. When I first started posting on social media, even when I first got my first client, when I start making new types of content, when I made my first YouTube, all of these, when you start something new, it's okay to feel dumb. It's okay to feel like you're not good at it. But that perfectionism, that thought, oh, it needs to be perfect, is what holds 95% of people back. The truth is, we are always learning, we are always growing, we are always evolving. Everyone feels a little bit of imposter syndrome when they first start something, because no one's perfect at something when they first start. You learn by doing, you learn by taking action, you learn by doing the scary thing anyways. I've been talking a lot about the fear of being seen and how to remove the fear of being seen, which there are ways through things like shadow work to figure out, why do you have a fear of being seen? Bring that up to the surface. Write it down. Bring conscious awareness to something so it doesn't have to hold you back. EFT tapping is an amazing way to really reduce that fear, reduce the charge, and remove a lot of that fear of being seen. But some of it, the imposter syndrome, the fear of being seen, a big part of actually getting over that is doing it. It's doing it scared. It's being scared and continuing to press post, to put yourself out there, to raise your prices, and realize that it doesn't have to be perfect when you're first starting something. Everyone feels a little bit of imposter syndrome when they first start something. Do not let the fear of being seen, do not let your imposter syndrome keep you broke. Because right now, in this day and age, building your business, building a brand, posting on social media is one of the best ways to be paid to exist, to actually put yourself out there, put what you know inside of your mind out there. I was thinking about this because I had this download, this intuitive hit the other day, and talking about how it's your birthright to make money. I wrote that down in my notes because I wanted to keep that and make content about it. And I started posting on Substack recently. And part of me, I had this ping. I was like, oh, okay, I should post this sentence on Substack. And then part of me subconsciously for a second was like, no. Well, what if people think it's dumb? Like, what if no one likes it? No, what if someone thinks it's stupid? And that's the moment where you have to do the scary thing and push through and remember that you sharing your knowledge, sharing your words, putting yourself out there is how you are going to build an audience, how you can build your business, how you can build your personal brand, how you can actually grow this platform that you know you want to be growing. Putting yourself out there, continuing to share, creating content, sharing your art, sharing whatever's coming up from you without being worried about what people are going to think. And I want to mention too, as you are putting yourself out there, as you are leveling up, as you are quantum leaping, me and Kama were talking about this the other day because it can feel like you're dying. It can feel like quantum leaping, expansion, success can feel like you're dying because it's really your old self, your old identity dying off, and you're mourning. It's okay to mourn your old self because your old self got you so far. It got you to where you are now, right? She got you so far. And so sometimes when we are leveling up, it can feel like pressure. It can feel sad. It can feel like you're dying because there's a version of you that is dying off. And that is very intense. That's intense. Nothing wants to die. No energy wants to die. But as you are leveling up, you're stepping into a new version of yourself. And you should be so proud of yourself and be so kind to yourself as you're on this journey. I always mention self-talk and self-love, and raising your self-concept is also how you are going to continue leveling up, is by being so patient with yourself, being so kind to yourself, talking to yourself like you are talking to your inner child. Inner child healing is an amazing modality and practice to really quantum leap and step into your successful self. And being patient with yourself and leveling up, that's a whole nother topic. But being so kind to yourself is how you are going to stay motivated to continue to grow. A lot of people think that you have to be really mean to yourself and critical of yourself to continue leveling up, but that's really not the case. And especially for, good-hearted, ambitious women, you don't need to be really hard on yourself, babe. You need to actually show yourself so much love and be so proud of yourself and talk yourself through situations like this, like you were talking to the 3-year-old version of yourself. So the last thing I want to end on is I saw this quote the other day, and I wanted to share this because I thought this is relevant as well. The discomfort you're feeling isn't a sign you're on the wrong path. It's often evidence that your identity is expanding. Okay? A lot of times growth can feel uncomfortable, and if you are feeling uncomfortable, right then is the moment where you can push through and quantum leap. It's a sign that you're on track, that you are leveling up. It's a sign that you are growing. So don't let the growth hold you back. Don't let the imposter syndrome hold you back. Don't self-sabotage, and have the tools to actually move forward. And if you need encouragement and support with that, that's exactly what I help my clients do, to step into the next level of them. I also have a really powerful masterclass, a free training that I recently created. You can grab that in the show notes. It's specifically for ambitious women entrepreneurs. If you've been feeling stuck, if you have not been making as much money as you want to be making, I'm teaching you exactly how you can manifest making more money and making more of an impact doing what you love. So grab that training below, free training. I'll put that First link in my show notes. I'll also pin it in the comments. I love you guys so much. Get out there. Don't let your fear of being seen keep you broke. And please, please, please know that you are destined for more. Okay, I'll see you on the next video.